is yours. Good evening. First of all, it's quite, I'd like to say that it's quite awesome to be here. It was, for us, it was an amazing weekend. Congrats to all the people that did this, volunteers, organizing team. They've done a great job. My name is Redon. I come from Albania. And today we're going to talk about not operating systems, but more about electronics that are based on open systems and open hardware. And the first part of the presentation is going to be more about how the whole project started and how we decided to go through it. And the second part will be presented by my colleague and friend Luca. That it's going to be more, let's say, technical and in details. So, Albania. You do not know where Albania is. Everybody knows. So it's, in case you might know where it is, but I'm probably sure that some of you do not know that it has a very weird future. For the 90s, it was one of the, let's say, most hard dictatorships out there. And we were a very closed country. We were told to be in communities. We were forced to be part of communities, which sounds like a good thing, being said at an openSUSE conference, but it's not that fun, believe me. So after that, in the 90s, we switched and became the majority of people individualists, which is not a good thing if you want to do anything related with community projects. By the way, these are bunkers spread around Albania, and for me, it's one of the most fascinating things we have there, although it's kind of a negative and it's war-related. I was not born in Tirana, but right now, as a collective are based there. And because Tirana is very close from here, all of my friends that have been there, they are quite like, let's say, they changed their opinion about the city. If you haven't been there, I would definitely say to you to go there. And Tirana is the place where we are based, open-space as community. We're going to talk about that in a while. In general, specifically, Tirana has had only a few activities about open knowledge. They were not organized in a certain and specific way, just like we did here, like this weekend and these 5 days. Not organized in terms of events, in terms of getting together with people and doing that in a certain and specific way during the year. I wouldn't say that it was any community, and I don't know if it's now, but we are working on that. So, in this city, in this country, in this city where there was no association or community about open knowledge before, we decided to get together a group of friends that had the same vision, and this vision was that we want to share knowledge through technology. The first idea was to share knowledge, and technology, as you might know better than me, in 2013, it makes it easier to share it through not only through in a city, but also at the world. And we started as a hackerspace because we thought that the physical space is the best way to gather these people together. One of the problems we thought was that there was no community before because and all the attempts to do so had somehow failed because we were lacking of a physical space to get together, do hacks, make projects, and collaborate. So our activities are mainly based on not on a specific thing, but in general about, like we talk about, we've done lots of events about Linux, in general, not a specific distro. We worked with, doing workshops about WordPress, and this was very interesting because lots of people wanted to know a platform or a way to make their own website. Of course, Wikipedia in Albanian, it's very poor. I know Wikipedia in Greek. I've used it a lot, and believe me, the Albanian version is very, very poor at the moment. So there is a gap there that needs to be closed in the near future. And yeah, you know, programming. You know, everybody, not everybody, but the majority of the people that come to Open Labs love it. Mozilla, Christos, are you here? No, he's not here. So Mozilla is one of the things we got an inspiration, Mozilla projects, we got an inspiration working on them from the Greek community. Because we were exposed to what they were doing at the time, and they are doing a great job. And, you know, lots of people have I heard yesterday during a presentation that the first thing you had to do if you want to get involved in one of the projects that we are into, or distros, is to get to make localization. And we started doing some let's say, subtitles, and this was the first step on getting people on board on working on translations and localization. So we started working on TED Talks with subtitles, and this was a very, very positive start in the beginning. As I said, in order to make, to do a community, we thought that the physical space is one of the most important elements that we had. If you see, this is one of the pictures. If you see every element in our hackerspace, this was the old place we had, because now we are more and we are in a new place. But this was the old place, and if you can see, everything is pretty DIY and created from scratch. If you are engaging in communities, especially you know that they run in a very but and that's the same with us. So physical space, people like projections, talks, gatherings, workshops. If some of us know something about C++, he creates a workshop, he presents it to the other people, and somebody else, if you know how to install an Ubuntu or openSUSE installation distro to somebody, you make an event pretty easy, and the thing keeps going. So we started in the last July, and we had a very big celebration the week before. And you know, with this kind of situation, the good thing is that produces projects. And not projects because we are in the beginning, we are not talking about projects that are well structured in the way that, for example, openSUSE is. Like, we are just work with these kind of projects. We have hardware there. We love hardware a lot. And we take, for example, here you can see this is a 3D scanner using a Kinect from the mighty Microsoft Xbox playing machine. So I think Luca bought that into the space, and we took to the kids several weeks to do that. And yeah, this is the internal of the place. As you can see, these are teenagers, and I feel the negative part of it is that I feel pretty old when I see, because the age is I don't know, 20 or 20 something, early 20s. The majority of the people there are being exposed to these kind of situations for the first time, and this is one of the things we are very, very proud about. So we are working there. We have lots of cables and hardware, and we had some of the first 3D printing, which might not be for the because there are people we trying to from scratch again and make it work. And as I said, Kinect is a very big part. As I mentioned before, we had no project that was very structured. When we started our community, we were doing almost everything. Like, an idea, for example, TED Talks, know how to make subtitles. One of our members is registering here, subtitles for all through. So it was easy for him to work on and share his knowledge with us. This was not a structured project until this event. This was the first event in Kosovo and Pristina that they emailed us and say, hey, do you want to make a presentation about your project? The problem with us was that we didn't have any project, a specific project to present. We could say like bullshit all the time, like we are coming, we do this and that. We are active only for, I think, 3 or 2 months at the moment. This was September, and we had 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks to present. Of course, we answered that to them. We have a project, it's awesome, and share it. And after that, we said, we are screwed, so we need to find something. And that was how it started. One of the most piece of hardware that is hardware is Arduino, and Luca started saying that we could I'll actually do something with it because it's something that you could do lots of projects with. And I think you could say faster and better the story than me about how we got organized on working with that. So what is Arduino, Luca?
Yeah. First of all, thank you, Redon, because this time you took only 12 minutes. Last time was 45 minutes, and you were planning for 10 minutes. Okay, Arduino. We were thinking to use ready hardware that maybe in future will be developed in a better or like different situation. Arduino is a single board microcontroller. I don't know if you know it, but it's a quite cool and handsome device. Allows you to put very simple circuits, to create simple circuits, and allows you to help people that they don't know at all electronics to make different type of projects. If you never use electronics, it's quite easy to use. It takes like, normally in our workshops when we start with people without any knowledge of electronics or only with some basic know-how of like Windows or more or less 2 hours to get ready and to make the first experiments. So, starting from this idea, we thought, okay, we want to create allows us to create fun. And so what we said with Redon, okay, the idea was already from some time in our brain saying, okay, in our mind, okay, maybe, let's see, I don't know. We had occasion with the FSK, right? Okay, because and we try to create something that is effective to the people. Okay, Arduino is a brand. Behind is a chipset 80ml that is one of the different microcontrollers. We started for these from these electronics and the color edition. So the microcontroller is using the same technology of the school. The other product created is WMKIT. Share your fun. The website is wemakeit.co. It's as I mentioned before, it's a full package that allows the people to it's using open hardware how to make some basic programs. So even after go ahead with some computer program. For example, we're going to use type of tool itself to go in the schools, allow the teachers, the professors, to make the students to play with something that is not only on a screen, that is very nice, it's very interesting, but is not involving the people so much. With a kit, with some electronics, playing with electronics, you can involve the people much more. I mean, I remember first time Redon, that is not really an electronic guy or even a programmer guy, didn't know anything about electronics, and in half an hour, 1 hour more or less, started to be able to use something and to do something. Nano as like device, sensor, not sensor on. Okay. Camera PS, one is not an input, but doesn't matter. It's in any case, it's a sensor. It allows you you can interact, but only with the software itself. You can make a queuing system. You can make Firefox. You can make whatever you want, but you're not touching what you're doing. You see it only on the screen. With that type of device, and with the out device, you can see. And what is really interesting that you can really in few days of playing with electronics, create very complex system. Okay, you have to get used to it, but you can do it. You have, for example, the big experiment with like LED allows to make like some blinking stuff. After you go with 2, after you go with 3, and after you go with really different. You can, like, for example, from that simple one, you can go to control, for example, a small engine, a small stepper is a particle device. You can, for example, starting from a simple LED, go to an LCD screen and make completely the LCD screen without knowing how it's working at the beginning. So you can say, okay, I mean, how's it working? Starting with simple experiment, you can grow up and go up to the full management of an LCD screen. LCD screen is a normal screen that you have on your computer. The main difference that, okay, not only the technology that is behind, but also mainly the number of pixels that you can manage. So you have different type of technology that you can use to manage the pixels, and you can use it, you can do it with a kit. Okay. The kit, as we were mentioning, is made in Albania, is like a sort of our redevelopment or development of the electronics that we do in the and we put all together these things in our lab. Think that this kit itself is something that we were thinking also not only to present it in, in that conference, but also to create something that allows the hackerspace being self-sustainable. I don't know if you were ever working in or playing in a hackerspace, but the main problem that you have in an hackerspace is to find the money to keep up going the hackerspace. Actually, it's more or less 1 year that we have to find to make it sustainable. It's not at all easy. This one was one of the tools that we thought to have it as help for the hackerspace to be sustainable. Okay, these one are the boxes with the recycled paper. This one is a container for the components that we have for the kits. We have some breadboards, some speakers, and so on. Okay, this one is, I think, the most successful workshop that we had. By the way, we had several workshops in the Balkan, one in Germany with Redon. This one was done in Kosovo, and was done in 1 day, and we had 2 workshops, and we had 2 classrooms, like this one that you can see, full of people. We had 10 kids. We presented to these people without any knowledge of electronics, or, okay, they were studying electronics, but that's another issue, or with very basic IT skills regarding the programming. We cannot see there, but we had also 2 or 3 professors from Pristina, and with all these people was not very easy. We were like to play physically with something. By the way, I don't know here in Greece, but I can tell you in Albania, in Macedonia, in Kosovo, and I think also in other countries, to have these type of tools to play with is not easy at school, or at least at the universities. Why? Because normally this type of electronics is quite expensive. Normally, to play some basic costs can cost to the school, like, or to the university, like 200 or 300 euro. And with this one, you can really play quite easily with very few money.
From Greece.
Yes, from Crete, this one. Okay. What to say more? Okay. We make it is 35 euro. It's quite cheap as a kit. As like 10 euro that allows the different organizations that are promoting or supporting this kit to make a small revenue to make them self-sustainable, or trying to help them to make self-sustainable. It's using different open source tool that software that are also multi-platform. We cannot afford to go with software or with tools that are simple with one single technology. We don't like the locking to one single technology. We love different devices that we can use, and also different type of platform. And we decided to use the most used tools that are this moment in the market, that are the Arduino IDE, and the Fritzy, that are the tools that at this moment are allowing us to manage the documentation, the website. I don't call it because it's both of the kit itself, that allow us to develop all the prototyping of the experiments, allow us to prototype also the schema and have like something printed the PD, and so on. By the way, all these electronics was in our mind to be used with what you saw before, what was presenting before Redon, with a 3D scanner and 3D printing, because we believe that it's a full cycle, that you have an idea, you want to prototype the idea, like with printing out a physical device, you want to make some electronics, or you want, for example, starting from a physical device, make a 3D scanner of the device, and after start again, all these things. We are an hackerspace, so we are playing with this issue. We are playing with the open technology, open source, but also we are playing with the physical things. Okay, few seconds. Hope that it was not too boring. As we mentioned that we are playing with electronics. This one is the new prototype of the new board that we are developing. why we are developing this type of board that maybe you can say it's quite stupid because you're using a daughter board for the main board, because we are believing that if you go to the schools and to the students, you can make them to play much more and understand much more the electronics and the programming. This one is done by one of the members of the Open Labs. As a volunteer, he is developing all the electronics. By the way, at this moment, the kit is made with base, as a base version that is with 25 experiments that allows to start from without any knowledge to being more active with different components. We have in plan, as a plan, to develop 2 additional kits. All of them, we want to construct them in our hackerspace. We will have an advanced kit with additional experiments, and we will have also a robotics kit where, for example, the physical components of the robots that we want to put, the devices of the robots that we want to put inside the kit, we want to develop them and to physically construct them within the hackerspace. We had, as I mentioned before, different presentations all around in the Balkan. We will have in Rome, I'm quite happy, thanks to Redon that is pushing to go there also because we came here to make this presentation. We were not able to make here like a workshop, at least we had all the components, but we were not able to, in 30 minutes it's quite short to do it. But we will be from the 3rd to the 6th of October 2013 in Rome. If you want to come, you're really welcome. It's a really interesting event for the people that are making stuff, that they are makers, that they are playing with the physical stuff, not only with the software. And we will have a workshop or a workshop and a presentation. And we will show to the people, I mean, what we are doing in the Balkan, that we are not a hidden area of the world, but we have people that they want to do something. We have young people that they want to create additional value, added value. We believe that these type of people, they are our future. Thank you.
Before, do we have time for questions? Okay, just to add something. We had a question from the Mozilla guys, I think, from Cyprus or not, about how to have a hackerspace self-sustainable. This is one way, and one-way road means that if you use open technologies, there can be models that can bring you back and make it sustainable. And we thought of this, you can think of something else. This is hardware, you can think of software. But if everything is open, I think there is a bright future there to have a new ecosystem that is self-sustainable through collaboration and openness. So if we have any questions? That's not good. If you go to wemkit.co, there is the manual, and on the menu, and there are all the components that the kit has. The idea, we have chosen elements that make it easier for people that are like just started playing around with it, to make lots of more than 30 to 35 experiments that we have. Yeah, at this moment we have 25 experiments, but these experiments are done by us. There can be additional experiments that you can do, and everything is limited to your, let's say, fantasy of having an idea and implementing it. For example, like in the workshop we had in Berlin, there was like some crazy ideas that we haven't placed them yet in the website, but like whatever you think of, you can do it with this kind of kit. But the good thing is that you can add and buy and get more additional materials and create yourself everything you can. We make it.co manual. There is everything out there. did we mention it costs? It costs 25 euros.
It costs 35 euros for the people, and it's costing
25 to us, and 10 euros go back to the project. So no, like there is nobody personally winning out of this. As I said, this is one of the ways you can get funding for your hackerspace, but I think there is a combination of ways. Any other questions? Easy, please. Not. No. Oh, you're here and there. It's on.
So you said you made a 3D scanner and you bought a 3D printer. Did you ever manage to scan an object and then recreate it?
Not yet. As far as I know, not yet. Like we've, believe it or not, like we have only 1 year on doing these things, and I think we have just started learning ourselves how to do things. So even the 3D scanner that you saw, it's for kids that are that age, it's quite, let's say, complicated.
We are doing a lot of mistakes, and we like it, we love it, because we are learning. Why? Because it's not only one person that is learning, but are different people that are learning, doing mistakes. So we are not afraid of doing mistakes. We encourage the people to make mistakes. So it's the only way that we believe that these young people, they can understand, I mean, how something is working. By the way, one of the biggest problems that we have in the Balkan, at least in Albania and also I know in Kosovo, is that the components, some specific components, are not at all easy to be purchased. You can buy abroad, but sometimes you cannot, you're not able to receive them in your country. For example, we had the 3D printer. The 3D printer is, we purchased it, but I was with the guy that sold me the 3D printer that I built up completely from scratch. Is a do-it-yourself 3D printer using the same components, or I mean the same electronics that we have within the kit. And for example, it happened that we were blocked for like 6 months, 4 months, because like some components, they were not working. We burned out the electronics by mistake, as usual.
That's a good thing, by the way.
Yeah, because we understood that we don't have to pay in some way. We had to wait like 1 month and a half to get the main board of the electronics for the 3D printer. After we discovered that some other stuff, they were not working, so we had to wait and to try to fix them. More or less now the 3D printer is printing. We have to fix some small details. But one of the lessons that we got from this advanced technology, because in any case it seems stupid technology, but it's quite advanced within the application of the technology, is you have to buy at least 2 times the components that you need, because you're burning them, because maybe you are like screwing up some small details that are allowing you not to make the device working, and so on. The same for the 3D scanner. At this moment, it's a completely homemade project, or like product idea. These guys that you saw in the picture, they were 16, 18 years old. They were playing with it. I was only pushing them to do something and to have fun, making mistakes.
Getting them concentrated, it's not the easiest part of the story, by the way. So yeah, I don't know, do you have a hackerspace in Thessaloniki? Do one, open one. When? I cannot hear you.
Hello, I've heard that they're starting one in an area called Botsari.
Is it around here or near here?
It's about 15 minutes maximum by bus.
Okay.
It's near the center, but no, there's not a hackerspace in Thessaloniki, but they're starting one.
One tip about this kind of things, I don't know how people react in different cities, but for example in Tirana, if your hackerspace is not in the center, or like quite in the center, it's going to be hard to get people on board.
and try to involve this type of people,
Yeah,
the youngest.
They know more than you can imagine.
I'm sorry, but indeed there is a hackerspace in Thessaloniki. Yeah, two hackerspaces as far as I know. One is in Kalamaria. This is called also the hackerspace, Thessaloniki hackerspace.
Okay.
It used to be in a cafeteria basement. As far as I know, they had a web page, but they've changed it at a blog style now. And the second is the Greek Look Lab, which was the first hackerspace, started in 2007 at the port, when it was the first biennale of art in Thessaloniki, then went to Ptolemaion Street, from there to Panastasiou, and now here in Pylea. It's about 20 computers there with Linux, a zoo of distributions. There is also tables for hardware hackers. We don't have these days many hardware hackers because there is also this economic situation and hardware is a little bit expensive. We didn't have the chance to experiment with Arduino, but everyone is welcome at Greek Look Lab. Everyone who wants to experiment, we have the space and the tools. Whoever wants, it's welcome.
Cool. So if you guys want to, please send us an email and let's do something together. That's the whole idea. I mean.
There was another question.
Yeah, somebody there. Cool. Thank you very much, then. If you want to see the kit, we're going to be around for 30 minutes, and you can see what we have. We're going to be out there. Thanks a lot.